Hi fellow animals, welcome to Kimba's Kingdom, home of everything Kimba the White Lion. If there's something you'd like to see more of or less of, please let me know in the comments. I'm making this channel for you guys, so let me know what you want to see. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a thing. First of all, I know I'm releasing this review out of order. I got mixed up while I was writing the scripts for this year and ended up doing this one before episodes 10 through 13. Sorry, I will be going back to review 10 through 13 before I move on to 15, don't worry. I just had a moment. Anyway, on with the episode. Journey into Time is definitely one of the most memorable episodes of Kimba the White Lion. It's frequently praised for its handling of the issue of prejudice and the way Kimba struggles with his own identity as a white lion, and eventually learns to be proud of his heritage, and I agree this is a strong point of the episode. Family is something incredibly important to Kimba as a character, perhaps because it was taken from him so early. He admires his father, and he considers living up to his father's legacy to be a major part of his purpose in life, so it's no wonder that it really affects him when that's called into question, and his progression throughout the episode, from doubting himself to being proud of who he is satisfying and uplifting to watch. Another big strength of the episode, and one that really makes it stand out to me, is how much lore it introduces. There's not too much world building throughout Kimba the White Lion, which is fine, it's not really the point of the show, but it's great to see a bunch of it in this episode. We get to learn about Kimba's ancestors, how they played a role in ancient Egypt, how they guarded the village we see later in Mystery of the Deserted Village, and how finally Kimba's father came to rule the jungle. It is a little absurd seeing these lions play a major role in history, particularly in Egypt of all places, which is actually closer to Russia than it is to Kimba's home. But absurd is kind of Kimba the White Lion's thing, and it's fun if you just suspend your disbelief and enjoy the silliness of it. These scenes with Kimba's ancestor acting regal in the Egyptian court especially were so adorable. Even if the rest of the episode sucked, which it didn't, it was good, but even if it did, those scenes alone would make it worth it. They're so cute. And I absolutely love seeing Speckle Rex and the Lion Convention too. It makes total sense to me. If this is a world where animals have language and kings and queens, it only makes sense that they should have their own international relations of a kind, where the leaders of different jungles and savannas interact with each other in some way. And the Lion Convention shows us exactly how that works. It seems to be a kind of Lion United Nations, which is a really fun concept. I'd honestly love to see more episodes, or at least fanfictions, that cover this idea of how different jungles interact with each other, and the relations between the lions who rule over various parts of wild Africa. It's a great premise for a Lion King crossover too. Kimba could meet Simba at such an event. I wonder if other animals have conventions like this too in the world of Kimba the White Lion. Are there any jungles led by elephants or baboons or panthers? And if so, do they have their own conventions? The episode got me really excited and curious about the world of Kimba the White Lion and interested to know more. It made me sense the world was bigger than the jungle where we spent most of our time in the series. And that's great, that's exactly what good world building should do. I think this episode did a great job with the world building of the lore. I will admit that it made me somewhat uncomfortable that a white lion took a leadership role over multiple African civilizations, which has unfortunate implications. Those implications were clearly unintentional. In fact, the message of the episode was the opposite, that you should take pride in your background, that it makes you valuable, not inferior, no matter where you're from. And honestly, given this was the 1960s, a time when there was, to put it mildly, very widespread violence and discrimination towards both African and African American people, the episode's somewhat clumsy portrayal of African civilizations can be forgiven. Considering other media from the time, it could have been a lot worse. If the episode came out today, I might be a lot harder on it, because the writers would be expected to know better in this day and age, but for the time it's pretty clear they only had good intentions. But I figured I should mention this. Even if I don't judge the episode for it, it would be dishonest of me if I didn't at least mention it. Aside from that issue, the episode doesn't really have too many flaws. Overall, it's well paced, Kimba's internal conflict is compelling, and the characterization is great. Kitty and Kimba are both portrayed well in this episode. It's adorable how excited Kitty is when Kimba finally gets her uncle's approval. I also love the character of Kitty's uncle Specklerex, who's introduced in this episode. I love his strong sense of honour and pride and the way he sticks to his promises and expects the same honesty and integrity from others. He's definitely a flawed character, who holds some harmful and plain wrong beliefs about white lions, and who picks on Kimba, an innocent kid, for his father's actions, which is clearly an unfair thing to do. But those flaws make him more realistic as a character, and make him a lot more interesting to watch than he would be if he was a wise and perfect leader. I think he's much more interesting this way. And it also makes him all the more likeable when he does admit that he was wrong about Kimba, and holds himself and his allies to the same standards he holds others, when he keeps his promise to Kimba and when he banishes Fang for cheating in the fight. His integrity is really admirable. Specklerex is definitely one of my favourite characters in the series, and this episode did a good job of introducing him.
That's all for now, fellow animals. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you can't get enough Kimba content, feel free to join our Kimba fan club on Discord. Everyone is welcome, even if you're new to Kimba. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.